The village of Banpo on the Wei River continues to thrive, but ill health threatens, and the villagers begin to grow restless for lack of entertainment. It is fortunate that wise herbalists can now proffer their remedies to the townsfolk, and talented musicians can provide relaxing tunes. At the kiln, clay can now be fashioned into fire-hardened ceramics. The end product is not only beautiful, but will be much appreciated if offered in homage to the creator goddess Nuwa.
Welcome back to Banpo for Emperor Rise to the Middle Kingdom. And once again, we need to upgrade our dwellings again to spacious dwellings now. A couple months of heroes, so we're going to introduce that concept and several new things that we can build within the village itself. The first item I want to deal with here is not even in the briefing actually, but much like I did the gardens in the last scenario, here I want to improve the desirability of our housing by going to aesthetics and getting residential walls. Very effective for that purpose. They come in 4 different colors, which are only different in appearance. They'll have the same functionality. And red is not my personal favorite. We're just going to start with that. If you have a favorite of your own, let me know down in the comments. We will eventually get to all of them. We just want to extend this all the way around. And the purpose of the residential walls is to block out any undesirable, any negative desirability impacts from outside. So much like your modern insular gated community, this is sort of the ancient China version of that. And you don't have to build them all the way around, but just for appearance's sake, I'm doing that. They will prevent any impact, though, from the mill now. Instead of it dissipating slowly over distance, it will simply stop at the wall. If we look at our gate here, that can be used to open or close the gate to various walkers. That will often be useful. For example, the market here has a negative desirability effect, as you can see here. And so sometimes you want to build your market outside or do different arrangements, but that's not how this particular mission is set up. Okay, so what do we need to do next? Well, our buildings say they need music in order to evolve to the spacious dwellings that we want. They actually also need herbalists. I wish they would list all of them that they need here, but they only list, one at a time. So let's get to work on that, and that will also help solve our unemployment issue. Anything higher than 5% unemployment is not good, and, well, we're quite a bit above that. So entertainment, music school. Of course, paying attention to our feng shui needs continually. Herbalist stall can go there just fine. And a watchtower is a good idea when you get to about 350 population or so. They can deal with any criminal elements, muggers, etc. So we're going to put them out there. And now we can see the unemployment dropping. Also, as our walkers go by, we will begin to see the buildings eventually evolve. Let's see what our herbalist says.
The people have not been paying proper respect to their ancestors.
That actually had a diviner walking by at the same time.
If only I had a cure for mass unemployment.
Yes, our herbalist is going to whine about the job situation. And here's the music walker.
Too busy to chat right now. Scoundrels have been causing trouble all over the city.
Rather, that's the guard.
The city could be doing better, even if you don't believe half the rumors I spread.
Nice. Nice. But the primary job, practically speaking, of that announcer is actually to talk about, hey, everybody, come see the musicians here, which are playing away. Let's see what the other announcer says.
Lutin flute, gong and chung. Go, see the performers at the market square.
Yeah, that's the more standard come see our musicians greeting. In any case, we do have an unemployment issue, so let's deal with that. We want clay pits. Now, each of these clay pits employs 14 people, and they also produce enough clay to supply 2 kilns. This right here isn't good, but that spot will work, and so will the others along here. We want to build a road, of course, to give them access. And always important, get the inspectors up. There we go. And the reason I have this road blocked off, like, let's say this wasn't here and both the inspectors were pulling together. Well, sometimes they would both go this way, and then sometimes both go this way, and the buildings along the path they didn't take would be in trouble. So it's much more useful to just divide them up, give each inspector's tower a small, you know, defined area to work on. Don't have them cross together. That doesn't work out very well. So, let's see, what's our... Alright, we can afford to build a little bit more here then. I'm going to throw up another clay pit. And 2 more kilns. And we are not going to have enough people quite for everything that I want to do. It will be close. Let's go ahead and move our road along there. Let's make sure our warehouse is now going to accept the ceramics. Yeah, we're short on workers, so the wage rate here, you can boost this to pay more in cash, but also to get more workers. And the workforce is naturally smaller as one of the elements of higher difficulty. So we're just going to boost that up once. We are paying more, but not a huge amount more. Now we do have some unemployment, which we are going to use up just for backup purposes. I'm going to want to build a warehouse down here. And then, of course, another inspector to go with it. And I'm just going to let this warehouse accept everything. So if this one fills up with anything, we have another place to put it. As you can see, the hemp is coming in quite rapidly now. So, we have our spacious dwellings all up. Everything is looking good here. You know, even nicer accommodations than before. They need appetizing food, and that would require a third food source, which we do not have in this scenario. So we can't do anything more with that. But we do still have the 2 months of heroes to deal with. Notice our population is plenty high for the goal we had. 400 in spacious dwellings, and we have over 500. So let's deal with getting a hero here. If we look at the religion part, and we only have one to choose from, the creator goddess Nuwa. Now if we look at our help, they give you a whole bunch of information. There's 3 heroes for each of the different religious traditions, and for ancestors, Nuwa is the first. Created people from clay and came to the world's rescue. In one story, she mended the hole torn in the sky. So that's your bit of backdrop. And then we've got all the information about what they can do. Like, when Nuwa is in the city, halves the building cost of all this different stuff. A lot of it we don't even have yet. A lot of the stuff that's mentioned here are mechanics we haven't gotten to yet. But copies the abilities of diviner, musician, and inspector walkers all in one. So that can be a benefit. And then also can bless various things which will evolve them or improve production, etc. Halves the chance of enemy troops setting fire and can capture animals. So there's a bunch of positives here is the main point. So how do we do this? We need homage offerings. And you can see the mood here, which you have to get the mood up fairly high in order to get them to actually visit. I believe joyful is the minimum, and you're aiming for exalted. So, if we have the offering type of hemp, because we have some meat and some millet and ceramics, but not enough to give and still have enough for ourselves, then you can do the offering size. Now, impacting the effect of this, like how much their mood will go up when you give them something, is giving them more is better, giving them a better quality good is better, and also having better feng shui in the city is better. So the fact that we're doing perfect feng shui will increase the practical impact of our homage offerings. So we're going to do that. And that moves them up from unhappy to neglected, and you have to wait another month. So we're going to have to gradually be offering more things. And this is why I have as many kilns as I do, because I want to produce a bunch of ceramics. They will have a bigger impact than the hemp as a higher quality or higher priced item. And there are some other ways in which you can look at these tabs. For example, population. We've got our population history over time, or we can see the breakdown of the society. You can see fairly poor here, obviously. And then if we look at agriculture, it gives you all this different breakdown. You got all kinds of stats, how, like, we have 69 millet fields, 100 tents, and then how many people they can support. We could support up to 1,500, 3 times our current. You can see that here as well. But these give you a much more detailed breakdown. Mills, etc. And then, like the industry one, you can increase or decrease your workforce allocation so that you may want like more people to work in one business than work in another. I normally don't do that. I will just adjust it like based on individual buildings or just build enough to satisfy my current workforce. But this is another tool you can use if you just want to build a bunch of stuff and then shift the people en masse between the different industries. And how much stuff is working here? Everything is operating normally. Commerce has one as well. And there you can see all the goods and what the price is for trading. We'll get up to all that later. So there's a lot of really cool stuff in there that is easy to miss. You know, hygiene, hazards, unrest, etc. for the safety report. Just tons of real details that you can just casually go through and not even know that it's there. Schools, venues, and festivals. Yeah, last festival was negative 23,523 months ago. I doubt it. Okay. So, let's go ahead and make another offering. We want to get Nuwa in here. Okay, and we're going to do another great offering of hemp. And then I think we're probably going to try to switch over to ceramics after that. As you can see, there's the donkeys bringing in more. I'm going to wait until we actually get 8. Here we only have 4. I just want to be able to make another big offering. But other than that, the city is just sort of, you know, humming along as it is. Population is staying the same. Let's see, do we have... That's not what I want. Let's see the medical one. Now you can see, for example, herbalist has been here, herbalist, but not acupuncturist. So... You know, we're partway up there, and obviously, again, we can't use the acupuncturist yet. So it'll actually be some while before we get that. We now have 6 loads of ceramics. So we're waiting on a couple more, and then we'll probably should, I'm guessing after we give the next offering, we should have a pretty good shot at getting Nuwa in here. All of this is working well. You can see we're literally only short 3 workers right now, so we're pretty close. We just got a couple things that aren't working at maximum efficiency. One more. I need one more of these, and you can even click on these to see... Yes, let's hold a festival. Now, festivals will consume some of your food that you have in storage, but we have, you know, a pretty good amount. And they'll consume all of one type, by the way. Costs you a little bit of money, but it'll make the people happier. So you can see that cost us 200. And then, here's our literal festival. So wishing everybody a Happy New Year, and of course the Chinese New Year is in February, not January. Okay, I think we are now ready for our next offering. Let's give her all the ceramics. I don't have anything that I need to use the ceramics for in the city, so I'm free with giving her all of that, as opposed to, say, hemp or millet. Exalted. Wonderful. We're now in the year of the rabbit, 1962 BCE, and we are now worthy of an ancestral hero. So sometime in the next month or 2, Nuwa will show up, and remember we need to keep her around for 2 months. And for longer stretches, you'd have to keep making offerings, but all we have to do to survive 2 months is just not do anything to tick them off. There we go. You have pleased the ancestors, I've deemed you worthy, and will do what you ask. And here is Nuwa. And they will just stay there for a bit. You have all these different commands you can give them, but right now, I'm just going to have you move right over here. Just want to show how the bless thing works. Now, every time you use bless, it will somewhat reduce the ancestor's mood, which means either more offerings are required or they will leave sooner. So you don't want to do this a ton if you don't actually need it. But here they come. And once they're in position, we're going to hit this bless. Now they're blessing the hunter's tent, which is increasing the productivity of our hunters. Then they will sit here and wait, and then after a while they'll move around, or you can order them to patrol, or you can, you know, tell them to go away, or tell them to stop. You know, you can see the other commands there. There are many different things you can do, but since we did the patrol now, just sort of moving around, doing as she wishes. And now we just have to wait for the game to tell us we've won, essentially. Because as Nuwa wanders around, we are continuing our other activities.
Good job. The arrival of the herbalists and musicians have certainly improved the lifestyle of your villagers. Their spacious new dwellings are a big improvement and are much appreciated.
Okay. So the good things taught us about music. It taught us about herbalists. We've got the ceramics industry that we know how to operate now. Maybe a little bit more of warehouse management, and of course heroes, with Nuwa being only the first of many that we will encounter in the game. But we are not yet done in Banpo. We will be returning for our next episode. Till then, thanks for watching.